How to use your Printrbot Junior by the Genomes. Before you begin printing, make sure you cover the print bed in blue masking tape as seen here. Your Printrbot Junior should come with two cords. The first cord connects the printer to the power source or outlet, and the second cord connects the printer to the computer. First, you need to plug in the first cord to the Printrbot. Then plug the other end of the cord into the wall. With the second cord, plug one end into the USB section of the computer and the other end into the power source of the board. After plugging in the printer, make sure that the green light has come on. If it has not come on, hit this button to turn on the green light. Find the program titled Repetier and open it. Click Printer Settings at the top right of the page. Select your USB in the port section. Set the baud rate to 250,000. Now select the tab next to Connection, which could either be Printer or Behavior. Now set the default extruder temp to 190 and set the default heated bed temp to 0. Now select the Dimension or Printer Shape tab and set X max to 100 and Y max to 100. Change the print area width, depth, and height to 100 as well. Now select OK, then select Slicer next to Object Placement and select the Configure button on the right side of the page. At the bottom of the screen, click on the tab to open the Slicer tab. Under Print Settings, at the top of the page, select Layers and Perimeters, which should be the first on the left side. Change the layer height to 0.3. Now select Infill on the left side of the page and change the fill density to 0.3. Select the folder Skirt and Brim and change the loops to 2. Select the Filament Settings tab at the top of the page. Set the diameter to 2.95 if you have a 3mm filament, or change it to 1.7 if you have a 1.75mm filament. Make sure the extruder temp for the first layer is 195 and the other layers are 190. Then make sure the bed temp is 0 and for the first layer and all of the other layers. Now select Cooling folder on the left of the page. Make sure that Enable Fan if layer print time is below is set to 70. Then make sure Slow Down if layer print time is below is set to 20. Last, make sure Min Print Speed is 15. Now select the Printer Settings tab. Change your bed size to X equals 200 and Y equals 200. Then change the print center to X equals 100 and Y equals 100. Now select the folder labeled Extruder 1. Make sure the nozzle diameter is set to 0.4. Then exit out of the current window and select Connect in the top left corner of the page. Before your first print, you must test all of the axes. To do this, select the Manual Control tab. First, click on the negative Z button and then the positive Z button. The extruder should move up and down freely. Now, click on the negative button for the X-axis. Then select the button for the positive X-axis. The extruder should move left and right freely. Then click the negative button for the Y-axis and then the positive button for the Y-axis. The extruder should move forwards and backwards freely. After testing, select the Home All button beneath the X-axis line. The extruder should move to the front left corner of the heat bed. The tip of the hot end nozzle should be just above the surface of the heat bed. Now scroll down on the right panel until you find the extruder temp settings. Make sure extruder 1 is set to 190 and the print bed is set to 0. Then click Heat Extruder and watch as the temperature rises. When the temp has reached 190, you are ready to put the filament into the extruder. First, you need to cut the filament at an angle. Now feed the filament down into the hot end opening. You may need to turn the wheel to the right to get it in to the tip of the hot end. Now you're ready to print your first model. Go to www.thingiverse.com and look for something to print. For your first print, it is best to select either the 5mm calibration cube or Mr. Jaws. Then click the big blue download button and select an individual file or the entire zip file. Once you have downloaded your model, open the Repetier program. Under the Object Placement tab, select the plus to add your object, and select the file you just downloaded. It should appear in the box and also in the window. Now select the Slicer tab and click the button labeled Slice with Slicer. When the slice has completed, verify that you are still connected. Then click on the Manual Control tab and make sure the extruder temp is set to 190 and the heated bed temp is set to 0. Once the temp has reached your desired temperature, select the Run button to start the program. It may take a couple of seconds for the printer to begin printing. Once it starts printing, it should be in the home position. The printer will first lay down a perimeter line and then it will start the final print.